Is this the thumbnail?
Yes.
She's so mean.
So my angle this week is this looks like a cover of some weird erotic fiction. So I'm going after the dirty mums that read erotic porn. Erotic literature.
Fan fiction of Dom and Rhea Ripley right here on stage. The purple light makes it look even weirder. Just like I can't tell you what's going on here at all.
Live sex show. That's what it is. You think Edge gone to AEW. We won't do another live sex show. Yes, we will. Look what's here.
Well, we've entered the rated R era. We entered the rated R era.
My other attempt was terrible. It was like, oh, Johnny Gargano's back too. Yeah, I didn't want this.
Yeah, we didn't need that. He back, but who knew he was gone? I just thought they weren't using it.
So, welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show, or if you're from South America.
You had to think about it. You don't even know.
If you're from South America, we are the kings of the ropes.
Yes. Anything your favorite luchador can do, we have done it and said it's played already. We've done that move. We're talking to you, Commander Grand Metalik. I don't care how many times you do that little slide.
Vikingo, I'm after you. Nick Jackson, I'm talking about you. Ray Phoenix and your broken self, I know I'm talking about you.
Gravity, look at this. Look at me, Gravity. Look at me.
We don't even have to wear a mask. We don't hide who we are. We are the kings of the ropes.
When you're king, why hide? It's good to be the kings of the ropes.
There is a lot to talk about today. We've got NXT No Mercy. We've got Wrestle Dream. We've got Raw. And we've got all this other stuff. But Marcus, I want to start with this. Sunday night, football night in America. The Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Jets. Once again, Taylor Swift is in attendance. Marcus, and I was made sick because do you know what? Zach Wilson kind of outplayed Patrick Mahomes in numbers wise. And do you know what makes me sick, Marcus? Some of those Swifties that occasionally just decided to watch football this week and the last week because of the relationship between Taylor Swift and Kelsey. You know what, Marcus? Some of those Swifties might think Zach Wilson is a good quarterback. And no, he's not.
Wait a minute, Manny. Those Swifties do not even know who Zach Wilson is.
They are. They do.
You think they're out there doing their research? No. The only reason the Kansas City Chiefs won that game was the power and belief of Taylor Swift. That's it.
And you know what? And I've done some research, Marcus. Taylor Swift, on average, relationships last about 6 weeks. That takes us to week 9, where the Kansas City Chiefs decide to play the Dolphins. And I think we're going to get a repeat of what happened to the Broncos.
Well, I don't know, because the Dolphins, who are frauds in their own right, decided to lose 48-20 this week. I got Taylor. All right, we should take a bet to over or under Taylor Swift appearances. I gotta make it a whole season, Manny. I gotta go to the playoffs.
Marcus, one, the Kansas City Chiefs are 2-0 with the Swift Nation attached to them.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is now the banner of the NFL's X account. It's getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. Can Taylor Swift your people like the Kings of the Ropes podcast.
Yeah. Taylor Swift is about to win get a Super Bowl ring, Manny. It's gonna be disgusting.
Make me sick.
No, she's gonna do it all. She's invincible. We need the counteractors. We need a NFC team to adopt Beyonce, and they can clash at the Super Bowl. Swift versus the Beehive.
It has to be the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Naturally, it has to be the Baltimore Ravens.
Two teams. I'm down for it, whichever way it goes. But I believe there's only one team that she'll support, Manny. She's from Texas. I know she's from Houston, Texas. So I'm going to ignore the Texans.
Everyone ignores the Texans.
I need Beyonce to how about them Cowboys on them?
Nah. Because I can't have Stephen A. I can't have Stephen A. hate on the Cowboys and then the Beehive go after him. I can't have that. I love Stephen A. too much. His pettiness brings me great joy.
Yeah. I think this should be the strategy of every NFL team this year and every franchise. Attach yourself to a celebrity, have them date your quarterback or whoever, or receiver or tight end or whatever. Have them date that, and then that will be your mascot for the years. No longer mascots, celebrities. We can get the Kardashians involved if you got to do it. I don't care.
The Kardashians will ruin this.
Yeah. They may support the Browns or something. Oh, damn it. They're LA team. The Rams. We're doomed.
But, all the Chargers. Let's not forget about the Chargers.
Hold on. The Chargers are doomed because they are the San Diego Superchargers. I don't care if they are LA. They're done. Did
they win this weekend?
They're done. They beat the Raiders, Manny. They beat the Raiders. Me and 11 other strangers can beat the Raiders today with a playbook that we found in a Cracker Jack box. We can all do it.
Oh, we don't want to talk about Reggie Bush. We can't talk about Reggie Bush on this show. Don't put that up. Marcus, don't put that up. We don't talk about Reggie Bush on this show.
And we gotta bring back Reggie Bush. Bring back Jessica Simpson for the Cowboys. We need it all. We need to go to war with Taylor Swift. She's not gonna win a Super Bowl ring.
She is gonna win a Super Bowl ring. And do you know what we're gonna have to do? Shake it off. Let's just get into the show. We've rambled for 8 minutes. NXT No Mercy. Incredible. Outside of a match I did not care about, Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, but even that was relatively a decent match.
It was entertaining. Baron's motorcycle when he came out, and Braun Breaker's
he looked a bit too skinny to be riding. He looked a bit too skinny to be riding that motorcycle. He needed a bit more size to him.
He fit right into the meth capital of the world of Bakersfield, Manny, when we were there. It was like, oh, he's one of them. He's one of them tonight. And Braun Breaker, I was like, oh, he killed a dog on his way to the ring.
I don't know if that was a dog. He murdered a wolf.
I guess. He's wearing like the panda head that
Sammy Guevara
used to wear. And he came to the ring. It was entertaining. And No Mercy was a hell of a show. Like, I thought, there were 2 shows between this and Wrestle Dream. I thought the length of No Mercy fits better. The intro of No Mercy with the video game was incredible because I did not see that coming. And
it was. It was.
Shit.
I went back the next morning to rewatch that. It was really good. Trick Williams winning the North American title of Dirty Dom with no help. Dom lost clean. Was a really good match, a good moment for Trick. The entrance music with more people just proves it's even more of a banger.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know that happened.
Booker T's stuff is not on top of that intro, but I feel like it should, because when he did it on commentary, I was like, it needs to be.
Yeah, because I didn't get that part, because we were live in attendance and whatnot, and we're all chanting "whoop that chick," and the crowd was hot the entire night. And if you saw some of the photos, yes, it is a half empty arena. It's a very small arena, but it seemed like 10,000 people were screaming "whoop that chick" when that was coming out, and everybody was behind that, and I don't know how it looked on TV, but Trick still needs work in the ring. Like his offense didn't look like it connected at all.
Like on anything. It does some, and I heard someone say sometime. I think I started watching that Netflix documentary about wrestlers, where I think it was Al Snow who said sometimes it needs to look a little bit sloppy, so it just doesn't look so completely choreographed. So like it works for Trick, and he's obviously in NXT where he's going to improve. And like we've said, we've watched Trick from the beginning of Trick.
Yeah.
And we've seen the progress, and he's making good progress. And it's like when we see all of these stars, all of these people come up through NXT. It's like, oh, we watched it from the beginning because we're really invested in NXT, and we see these guys improve week after week.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. It wasn't even just Trick. It was even Stacks looked pretty good in the tag match. He didn't do much, but he looked better than he has in previous matches. The Out the Mud team, they existed in that tag match as well. They were horrible.
I don't want to talk about anyone but the Don, who decided to dress up like Pierre from the Quebecers.
So I don't know how it came up on TV, but I don't think they showed it in the replay. But when Tony D looked like he blew out his knee, that shit looked legit. I don't know if that was play. It looked legit. Like
it looked legit in the way they handled it. Where on TV, you know, where they just don't even go to the outside. If it's like planned, they go to the outside. You see the trainers working on them. But if it's not, they just pan the camera away. They continue on the action going on in the ring.
Yeah.
So he went to the back, and then he immediately came running out like Indy Hartwell in that match a couple months ago when she inevitably won the women's NXT championship. Was it a ladder match? I think it was a ladder match.
Yeah, I think it was a ladder match.
Yeah, when she came back and won, despite breaking her ankle. But yeah, I don't know if that means he is legit hurt. We'll find out tonight, I suppose.
Yeah.
The men's main event, Mello versus Dragunov. Dragunov doesn't know. Dragunov doesn't know that it's. I don't feel like he knows because he just brings the intensity every week. Like someone's gonna have to tell him. You can tone it down.
Yeah, you don't have to be at a 20 in a 10 match. like if this is a party, or if you're at your house, there's a difference between turning your music all the way up for you getting ready for work and then having it up for a party. He's at turn the bass up, shake the windows.
All the time. All the time. It's not even those throwaway NXT matches. He's bringing it. it.
And again, as the previous match was my favorite Mellow match with Dragunov, this one surpassed that one and is my new favorite match. And this was a tremendous match because honestly, I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know either way how it was going to end. It seemed like Mello was going to get him, and then at some point it was like, oh, he's not going to. And we had a hint that Trick won, so I was like, oh, he can't win. But
I thought it would have been nice. I thought it would have been nice to see them both have titles together, but it's not. It wasn't meant to be. And then the women's main event of Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton. This is Tiffany's best match yet, but I feel like Becky was trashing it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just feel like Becky looked unsafe. Like she wasn't like Extreme Rules matches isn't really her thing.
Yeah. It came up in the arena. I didn't see anything unsafe with her. Personally, I felt like you know, the whole match seemed dangerous just in general.
Yeah.
But overall, I just felt like they delivered a really solid main event. Wasn't really a fan of Barbie dolls until she started hitting her with it, where I was like, now that hurts. When you hit them with a Barbie, it hurts. Landing on Barbies don't hurt. But
Yeah,
hitting
they
them with a
do.
Barbie, that was...
I think they do. Landing on any type of plastic that's got like weird shapes molded, I feel like it's gonna hurt. It's not like Lego. I give you that. But like landing on things like that will hurt.
Yeah. Tiffany hit her head on the back of the cart or in the shopping cart. I was like, oh shit, that looked unsafe. The swantons were beautiful, but also I was concerned for Tiffany's life every time she went up.
When she got the finish, when she got manhandle slammed onto the chairs, she just bounced her head off the chair, like boom. Yeah, and then obviously took the pinfall. But that second swanton, I don't know how she does it.
Yeah,
do you know what? Charlotte can retire now. I feel like the legacy is big. The legacy is easily replaceable.
Yeah. But overall, really good, fun show. Even the pre-show match of Kalani Jordan and Blair Davenport was really good. That we the crowd got behind Kalani real quick.
I feel like
she's hell of athletic.
It's harder to get behind that Kalani Jordan now that, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say it, Dana Brooke's gone. Because Dana Brooke adding to her little story made it fucking stupid and funny. Now she's got no direction.
She has to break out tournament. She's in jobber mode, but
Marcus, there's a woman in the breakout tournament with a fucking sword.
And in that pre-show match, crowd went nuts for Gigi. I don't know how it came up on TV, but when Gigi showed up, it went insane loud. It was like Becky Lynch ran up there. Maybe that's what they thought happened. Becky Lynch. But no, it was like, oh
Bakersfield,
shit.
They cheered for ass. They were cheering for ass.
Oh, yeah, get it.
And then we got Wrestle Dream. I didn't watch any of the pre-show.
I watched the 0 hour pre-show and wasn't really worth anybody's time. Keith Lee was out there for 2 minutes.
I am a little bit intrigued about Billy Starks and what they do with her, because that's a talent, but like she's being hidden away in ROH, which I think is a good thing. I think let her develop mainstream wrestling. They might have something there. I didn't enjoy the MJF handicap match. I thought it was a little bit. I think it was missing. It was missing something.
No, my problem with that match, and this would be probably my least favorite match on the show, was this match. Like, you debut the Righteous, basically their debut. I know they wrestled before on whatever, probably Rampage or some shit. But it's
I don't
big
know who
match.
they are. I still don't know who they are. There's not enough backstory.
They lost. They lost to nonsense, basically.
I mean, it could have ended in a no finish. It could have ended in a no finish.
And I thought we were going to get an update from the storyline from Dynamite, the why Jay White was attacked or whatever. There was nothing really involved in this. This kind of happened. Like I didn't understand the purpose of this.
He said Max did say someone stole his mask.
I got that.
Him. It wasn't him, but like I'm assuming more will come on. I think this is to draw out. This is probably to draw out the Adam Cole is probably injured thing. But I hope it's not as long as I did it for The Rock.
Yeah, it just seemed like, I don't know. That match didn't need to happen. But we have 14 other matches on the card or whatever it is.
Let's just talk about the ones we care about, because Swerve. I don't know if the people watching have checked out the YouTube short, but this is probably my favorite match of the night. Outside of Danielson and the Matt Classic of Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. But this is one of my matches of the night because it was a good story going into it of like, fuck the kids, fuck you, Hangman. I want your spot.
Fuck Hangman and fuck the kids.
And then obviously, as I'm watching it, I see this man do this
Yeah.
after Swerve nearly kills a man on the apron.
Yeah. Well, even in Swerve's intro, he's going full hard with the dance and everything.
My favorite bit is the jump.
Yeah. But Lollipop finishes in this match. Swerve had a really good performance. I do hate that no matter who's hometown, they always got to be like, they treat it like a baby face. With just be a heel, just be evil. Yeah. And he did cheat, but I wish he had the crowd turn. He turned on the crowd at some point, Swerve. But he got the win over Hangman after shenanigans. But it was a good match, really good match. Danielson and Sabre Jr. decided to just tear the house down.
Yeah, so we have had bangers this year. Just in AEW alone.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this rank? Because I don't know if this beats Kenny and Ospreay.
Wasn't better to me. It wasn't better than Kenny and Ospreay. It wasn't better than MJF and Danielson. But got to be in the top 10 matches of AEW this year, top 5 maybe. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. My main issue with this is there was nothing really on the line, not much of a story.
There was no story to this.
Yeah. No, but who's the best technical wrestler in the world? Technically, it's the story.
Yeah. But you know what? When all this story happened, Forbidden Door 1. Just before Forbidden Door 1 is where all the story happened.
Yeah, and then we only had one appearance of Zack Sabre Jr. since then. Like he showed up on Collision the night before, which I didn't see. Which I don't think no one watched because college football and No Mercy and whatnot and Canelo. Yeah. So no one saw that. But that was his only really appearance, and you get the match and it's fine. Mox on commentary, which is cussing the entire match, going on and off from this one to the next one. Like, no, you gotta take that shit. Don't take that shit. Fuck him. Putting his hand over the mic. Fuck him.
Hey, like, you got a cough button.
Yeah. You have a mute button. You don't have to put your hand on your mic. I found Mox to be annoying but hilarious at the same time. Which is weird. I don't even know how to describe it. Which, like, a lot of things he was saying didn't make sense. Yeah. And then like there was one point where he was like, there's a match beyond the match. They're trying to prove who's the better fighter, win or loss. And then Jim Ross goes, but that's how you prove who's the better person if they win or lose. He's like, some matches are means more than wins and losses. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, What are you talking about,
You still can cut Mox. Sit down. But really good match though. Just like overall, like they sold the Danielson hand injury and the counters were really nice. But my main issue with calling this in full kayfabe a dream match, Zack Sabre Jr. ain't won shit ever. He's never been a world champion really anywhere.
Yeah, but the thing was, when this was first announced for the original Forbidden Door, maybe was it the original Forbidden Door or was it Forbidden Door 2? One of them.
Forbidden Door 2, because or maybe the original. No,
I think it might have been. I think it might have been the first one.
I can't remember, because Danielson fought Okada, right? In the first one. No, that was Forbidden Door 2, right?
Forbidden Door 2 was the Fatal 4.
No, the Fatal 4 was the first one. Okada fought Danielson in Forbidden Door 2. I don't know why. Why didn't he fight Sabre Jr.? No, whatever.
He was injured. Do you remember when he got his leg stuck in? I think in between the ring and the in between the ring and the thing.
Yeah, but Danielson fought Okada on the next one, right? So I don't know. I don't know why it didn't happen. I think they're supposed to fight at some point. It just didn't happen. That's all I know.
Okay, I think it was Forbidden Door. Yeah. You're right. It's Forbidden Door 2. So all the build-up was done last year. And last year, I think I would have considered a dream match.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, and Zack Sabre Jr. is not really respected nearly as much as he should be with in terms of world titles and stuff. He just stays in Japan. Go get yourself a real title.
A real job, you bum. No, like he currently has the TV title, which wasn't on the line here or anything. It's just like if you think about it, 4K kayfabe level, like I understand why it's considered dream match. Me, you, we know Zack Sabre Jr. is like a hell of a talented wrestler, but in kayfabe wise, this man has never won anything.
Yeah, but like even if you were going into this,
of all the world titles,
yeah, even going into this, it's kind of like, who is Zack Sabre Jr.? Like, if you don't know who he is, he's this guy that's really like agile, flexible. He's like an octopus in the ring. This man will attack you from any angle.
Yep. And I think you got a full scope, but I do feel like dude gotta leave Japan eventually. He has to do something. He should be, and I mean this. He should be Gunther, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion.
He should be, but for AEW, I feel like he fits
whichever TNT or whatever. Yeah,
he
should be the international title, or
Yeah. And for me, this is when I didn't care about the rest of the show. I did not care at all. I was like, I saw this match, and then everything. Do you know? It's kind of like when you watch WrestleMania 25, and you see Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. The rest of the show does not matter.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily care too much about the FTR match. I didn't care about the Fatal 4-Way tag match. I didn't care about it. In my eyes, ever since Aussie Open lost to Adam Cole and Thing by this double clothesline, I don't respect them at all anymore.
Mark Davis got injured in this match with FTR again. Yeah, and you see it happen, and I feel like Cash got hurt too when I think he hurt his elbow or something when he fell down. And that's all I got from this match was these guys hurt each other for no reason. They've had better matches in the past, and this just felt like it was thrown on the card. There was no real build to it, so I was like, it's there. Then we get Kenny's match with Bushi. I'm going to still claim he still washed. Nothing came out of this at all.
Because I saw this man. He's not even trying anymore. No. Remember when Ibushi was ripped?
Yeah.
This is now getting beat. This is now like your uncle, like an Asian uncle beating you up at this point.
Yeah. Little did I know about 3 or 4 years ago that I would say, Gunther's in better shape than Ibushi. I never thought I'd see that. And this is back when he was Walter. So and that's where we are. They completely reversed bodies. Was there anything else in between there? No, right? Those are the only ones, right?
and then we got the main event, and it was Christian Cage versus Darby Allin in a 3 out of 3. 2 out of 3. This is how much I hate these type of matches.
A death match. Death match, Manny.
Marcus, I can't call it a death match because every time Darby Allin goes out there, it's considered a death match.
Yeah. So much pain, man. So much pain. The match went off the rails. I'm fine with it. I thought it was okay. Whatever. It was more spectacle. They main evented, they had all the shit that goes on. Christian destroyed the ring, threw Darby upstairs. Darby dived and tried to kill himself 800 times and all that. I thought it was a fine match, fine main event. I thought the end got a little ridiculous. And this isn't like pure hate. This isn't hatred. This isn't that random edge hate of people. Oh my God, he went to AEW. How could he? This is more like logic for me. Like, I just feel like it went out the window at some point, and it was just too much going on with Nick Wayne coming out there to turn on Darby. It'd been fine if he just turned on him, but he takes the belt away from Christian, who's about to do it, runs around to his mom. Then he gets in the ring and hits Darby, and then they're about to commit a massacre after Christian picks up the win. Sting comes out. He gets the business from Luchasaurus, and then Edge decides to do a video package while Sting's laying there helpless and about to die.
You know, part of me this morning was going to tell you, Marcus, can you record some weird footage of you dangling out of a car? and then that'll be our opening to the show. But I don't understand. I don't get the hate that this is coming. I get tribalism, but like, if you look at Edge over the last few years, I don't feel that much like, oh yeah, Edge is a huge superstar. He is. Don't get me wrong, but the way WWE have booked him since the greatest match ever at Backlash, Edge has been nothing. Edge hasn't done anything really of note till even when Roman stacked him and Bryan to win. Like, Edge has been nothing. He's been coming and going. He's been booked terribly. Now that he's joined AEW, which we learned in the press conference afterwards, that or the media scrum, whatever you want to call it, that he's there full time. You may get from him what they hoped you'd get out of CM Punk, and I think someone like him that's a little bit less politics driven may be good for that company. And I think the differences in matches, I hope he gets what he wants. Like, he's done everything he needed to be done in WWE.
There was nobody that he could do. It was I believe it was Eric who said this is a place where he can actually do something. He was still in WWE. He became still. He did everything. There was no real reason. He came back in an era where he wasn't going to get that world championship again. They're not going to take that title off Roman.
Yeah,
like that was the conclusion to that. And I believe they tried to protect. I wasn't trying to protect him, but he did get stacked up by Roman. But it was like there was nowhere to actually go. He had his feud with Randy Orton, which was good. I was fine with it, even if but it was a pandemic, and he had his big return. In AEW, he's gonna have new matchups. He can this feud with Christian. I'm shocked that's happening right off the jump, but it is what it is, you know. And I feel like this is the better move for him. Now, I
saw a comment.
Oh, go ahead.
I saw a comment about promoting youth in the mid-card mess, and they were talking about AEW trying to promote. The AEW should be promoting youth, but it doesn't happen. And we've had this conversation before about the cycle. We've talked about the cycle. You appear on Dynamite, you get like maybe 3 to 4 weeks. You maybe work with Chris Jericho or whatever, and then you're forgotten about for like 6 months till you turn up in like a multi-man match.
Takeshita went through this. Ricky Starks.
Yeah, and this is the problem. Not only in AEW, I think this is the problem in WWE at the same time. Wrestlers are staying in their prime a lot longer. The prime of a wrestler has been moved to 40 and above.
Well, of course, Steve Austin's always been 40. It's always been 40. But
yeah, as wrestlers are sticking around a lot longer, which means it takes longer for these younger guys who are going to get frustrated eventually and like jump shift between both companies. This was going to happen naturally. And they're going to jump ship because they're going to get frustrated that they're not getting booked properly because all these older guys are there and people are not going to move. People are not moving up the way they should be. It's that period. People are stuck in that period of where you want to start afresh. Like, remember when WWE were losing in the ratings to WCW?
Mm-hmm.
They lost all their top stars, so they had to make new ones. We're not in that period. We're not in that. We're making new stars, but they ain't gonna shine until all these old guys leave.
Yeah, my main concern with the latest signing of Edge and AEW is that if you think about all their latest signings, everybody's old right now. Like, they're gonna be, they're all their type guys are old guys, but you do see a pipeline of NXT of all this young talent of, Breaker, Stratton, Mello, and Trick, and all those people, that's eventually coming up. And then the signing of Jade, who isn't really the youngest. I think she's probably in her 30s, I think.
I think she's in her 30s, but like I think
She's
you were
still
on the way
fresh
to Eric.
because she's newer.
You were on the way to Eric's, but the way they're bringing up Jade as a free agent signing, they haven't done that since Gable
Yeah.
Steveson, who is a
Yeah.
bust.
Yeah, they put the full like we're gonna promote you as the biggest star ever, yada 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 behind it, a rocket on her. And I feel like AEW's last few signings and even their next signings, I feel like a bunch of old guys coming up. Like and they need to focus on some of their younger guys that they have that that are newer. Your Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks. I know Wardlow's around, but not really. But their main attractions right now, Kenny, who's getting older, the Bucks and them, they all been around. Jericho, Edge, Moxley. These guys are all like been around for a minute now. And then, we're not, and then there even talks of people wanting Shelton Benjamin to come in. That's someone else in his 40s. Dolph Ziggler's a free agent, another person in their 40s.
Yeah.
Like, you have all these younger guys on your roster, and I would rather focus on them. Instead of signing Shelton Benjamin, let's, instead of putting Lee Moriarty on the pre-show, let's use him. I don't know where Swerve fits in on in the big scheme of things, but I feel like Edge has that spot of whatever's next.
Yeah, so it's the same kind of path. Kind of both companies did WCW, WWE, TNA, Impact, WWE. It's the same cycle where they keep bringing in all these older guys to bring some fans over, but like it's tough, and they have to have some type of balance, and I think they'll find it eventually. But like, I hope it's not too late.
Yeah, because I'd rather see some of these other people get more TV time. Your Takeshkas, Darby's dead, so never mind. But even the Statlander and Julia Hart match, that was fresh for me when I was watching. I was like, these are two people who haven't been overexposed in my 20 plus years of the past 20 years of wrestling.
Julia Hart's been doing business on Collision. She's been stealing.
Yeah, but I'm saying she's a fresh act. She's young and fresh. Like, it's not, oh, let me bring out Soraya again. Or anything.
Well, that's Dynamite. That'll be Dynamite next week.
Like, I don't know. I think we need to focus more on the fresh talents. And this is all coming, like, WWE, they have all these older guys, whatever, your Finns and, Rollins is technically one of the older guys. Roman is out there. But you do have, the feeling of Dom coming up, the NXT guys, and Chad Gable feels fresh, even though he's been around for a minute now. But
yeah,
and Gunther's fresh, even though he's been around for a minute. But they feel fresher than some of these guys, like Edge. That's basically what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
and Claudio and stuff like that.
100%. I think I'm not sold on Claudio. And before anyone comes at me with hate for Edge, I have not liked Edge for a very long time.
It's true.
Like his act's been stale. If anyone comes after me,
I still like Edge. I think he's going to be viable for AEW. I think
he's going to be viable for AEW. I'm what's the word? I'm looking forward to what he does in AEW.
Yeah, because there was nothing else to do in WWE.
Yeah,
Judgment Day ran off without him.
Yeah, 100%. And unless he was going to turn into the guy that loses, like Dolph Ziggler, I don't think people want that for Edge anyway. So like, let's see what he can do with fresh stories and fresh opponents in AEW, and just be happy for the man. He wants this.
Yeah, like his kid said, just go be happy with Uncle Jay.
Yeah. Let's move into Raw. We are 40 minutes into the show.
Sounds like the kids wanted him out the house.
Raw kicks off with a brawl between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, which is joined by Raquel and Rhea. But Rhea wasn't done there.
Yeah, Rhea was like, "No, I got business. We got Judgment Day business. God damn it!
I just want to point out the professionalism of Rhea Ripley. She picked up one of the security guys, noticed she wasn't on the hard camera, swung him into hard camera shot, and delivered Riptide. She is a professional brawler.
Yes, professional. Ladies and gentlemen, Rhea Ripley. I feel like today, even though she declared that Judgment Day had no leader, she declared that she was the leader of Judgment Day.
She's the head coach, at least, the way she was talking about it.
Like, I have plans. I left it with you. Where were you, Priest? Where were you? Oh, yeah, you got yourself hurt. You know what that did? That caused a ripple effect. Dom was alone. He was alone on NXT. And you saw what happened. You saw it happen at No Mercy. He lost. It's your fault. And Finn, he's out. God knows what happened to him.
What happened to Finn?
They said he got hurt in last week in the tag match. I don't even know.
Or something like that. I said everyone got hurt in the brawl. Dom's got a black eye from the brawl.
Yeah. He's got all hell breaks loose. He lost it. Priest countered back with, I don't see Dom Dom's title anymore.
I got all my shit.
Yeah, I got my shit. I'm Money in the Bank. I'm still tag team champion. And then she threatens Dom. Like, if you did not, I talked to Shawn Michaels, goddammit. I went, like, she went to the principal's office, and I said, you give that boy his belt back. So he has to fight Trick Williams tonight on NXT for that title.
Marcus, how would you feel if I told you, Marcus, tomorrow you got a world title rematch against Brock Lesnar tomorrow? You mean tomorrow? Get out of here, bitch.
Well, if it's Brock Lesnar, then I'll be really upset. But Trick Williams, I'll be okay. I think I'm ready. You know, he's a minor leaguer. And the only reason Dom lost was referee shenanigans. Dom should have been DQ'd. He should have been DQ'd. He gave a shoulder block to that referee, and they should have rang the bell and said, no, he's been disqualified.
And I need to tell, we need a word with Jey Uso. He should not be doing this to the ring, because when he comes to the ring, he is out of breath when he gets on that microphone.
That was funny, because he came in and he was like, all right, hold on. Woo! That was like, I mean, it was contagious. The entire crowd was doing it with like, it was a hot crowd.
I did it at Money Back. I did it at Money in the Bank. I did it for about 10 minutes at Money in the Bank. But,
it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
But it is exhausting. But Marcus, I tell you what, I wasn't out of breath when I did it. And he is in a lot better shape than I am.
Yeah. I would say it was adrenaline, but I don't think it was too bad. Like, he wasn't humping and pulling on the mic. He did stop and pause to catch his breath. But main event, Jey Uso comes out there. He started talking shit, essentially.
Immediately, he welcomes Rhea back.
Yeah.
He really missed her, apparently. Yeah. There's a new tribal chief on Raw, and apparently she's got bigger balls than Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And then Damien's like, I'm tired of hearing you speak. And then Dom's like, you can't even wrestle. Let me deal with this.
Yeah. And Dom's immediately just, booed religiously out the arena. Like, his boos are probably more over than LA Knight and even Jey Uso going like this. Like, the boos are it's so loud. It is so loud. Even when at No Mercy, when he just walked out, it was the loudest, like, boos, just in general. And he said something. I honestly didn't even catch all the stuff he said.
I tried to lip read. It was not working.
Yeah, it was just, I handled this.
JD and Dominic do the business on Jay, but Cody makes a save. Adam Pearce makes a tag team title match on Fastlane. I'll speed through these bits quite quickly because we don't really need to talk about them. Alpha Academy versus Imperium. It was all right match. Imperium steal a victory for the win.
I thought they were going to lose because of Giovanni, but safe. He's safe for the week.
Becky Lynch isn't cleared for action tonight. It will be at NXT looking for her next contender. It might be impressive.
Yeah. My favorite thing about the Becky Lynch looking for a next contender, Skittles never got her match. What the fuck? I'm sorry. What the fuck? I know opponent. I was gonna fight you tonight.
You're always scouting, man. Marcus, you can always scout. Bronson Reed versus Cedric Alexander. Bronson makes quick work of Cedric. Why is this man still employed?
Yeah. I know, Manny. I was wondering the same thing. And I know that people. I'm gonna get flack for this one. Team black people with black people. Team up with Apollo. That's just they both aren't doing anything. They'd probably be a solid tag team. I'm just saying. I don't care.
We get the contract signing. Tommaso says, ever since Gunther came to WWE, he was served up 5-course meals and a lot of opportunities. He, on the other hand, was served roadkill and expected to turn it into filet. When he does that enough times, he'll get an opportunity. This is followed by his rah-rah speech of what he does and why he wants to be the next IC champion. Gunther mocks what he's wearing. He's like, you turn up. This is a contract signing for the most prestigious title currently in WWE, and you turn up looking like this.
Yes, and Gunther was in his tailor-made suit, looking mighty good as a champion.
No, I'm not a fan of fashion these days where the no socks fashion. I'm not a big fan of it.
I'm not either, but Gunther was pulling it off today. I don't know. I feel like this man.
I'll give him that. Ginny dresses him well. And then he commends him for what he fights for, but he fights for himself. And then Tommaso basically forces a title match tonight later on in the evening. Gunther agrees, and this ends in a brawl. Yeah. I really admire when people throw desk chairs at people because those are not light.
Yeah, those are heavy. Those are heavy. They're not. They're like, it shows like, you got some muscle behind it. But I thought Gunther was gonna say, you know what? It's off. It's off. You threw a chair at me. It's off.
And then the man that's been having stellar matches that have been going slightly under the radar, even though we praised him a couple of weeks ago, Ivar versus Xavier Woods.
Yeah,
this match was good.
Yeah, what the fuck, Ivar? You know what, Betty? I am not someone that likes to see people get fired. But can we fire Eric and Sarah Logan and just have the Ivar run?
Well, Marcus, I think the gods may start talking to Ivar and telling him he might need a singles run.
Yeah, Valhalla wasn't there, and he was still doing the business. Kofi on commentary was hilarious. Don't count out my boy. He's a powerhouse. He's a powerhouse. Look out. He can do it. He can do whatever. He can do it, Wade.
Kofi on commentary would be me in a match and having you on commentary.
Yeah.
The perfect hype man.
Yeah, just perfectly hyping him up. You're like, don't sleep on him, man. Don't sleep on Woods. Don't sleep on Woods.
He even put over Ivar. He even put over Ivar. Put over Ivar.
Yeah. I think Kofi needs to join. I think when it's all said and done, him on commentary will work somewhere.
Yeah, it needs to replace. I think it definitely needs to replace Booker T.
I like Booker T, Corey, or Patrick.
I like Booker T. Don't get me wrong, but if you honestly wrote a transcript of everything he said on NXT, could you tell me honestly what made sense?
Manny, if you just played the audio and tell people what is he doing commentary on, you would not be able to know. You would not know. It's completely different sport or show.
We get Seth Rollins come out. Michael Cole says he's given Seth many monikers, puppeteer, but one of them, puppeteer being one of them, but this time he is the puppet. Michael warns him and asks him why is he putting himself through this. Seth says he doesn't know how to put it into words, but he has an honor and responsibility. Seth says it doesn't matter if his back goes out. That means he left it all in the ring and he can be an example to his daughter. Then we get shenanigans, Marcus.
Shenanigans.
We get Nakamura Inception as Shinsuke appears on the Tron, but that was a plant because Nakamura takes him out from behind. and then, do you know what was the best part? This was choreographed because he took him out, and then Shinsuke on the video started counting him out.
Yes, man, timed it beautifully. I'm gonna also say, was Michael Cole in on it? Because as soon as Shinsuke got in there, that man went back to call the attack. Which made me laugh. I was like,
what's Michael Cole gonna do in the ring? He ain't gonna stop nothing.
No, I know, but you don't go back into your regular job, be like, it's like calling, and now Shinsuke is whooping his ass or whatever. So I want to know who worked with Shinsuke to put together this PowerPoint presentation of an ass whooping? Like, because it has to be someone in the truck to play the video. Then, when he got to 9 and Seth got up, it stopped for him to attack him with chairs. And then Shinsuke was like, damn the videos. 1, 2, 3, 10.
So he makes the fatal mistake of lifting up the title that isn't his, so he will not be winning on this weekend on Fastlane. The funny part for me, as he's doing this, obviously, I think I've lost my point. I've lost my point.
Damn it!
No,
you were really going through it. It was a nice pause.
Shinsuke deliberately destroys him with this chair and then takes a seat.
Yes.
As the count's happening.
Yes. Man, he gave him a sidewalk slam onto the chair as well. It was a brilliant plan from Shinsuke, and I'm really disappointed that Shinsuke isn't going to win the title because I don't know what happened. This is it. I think this is the last run for Shinsuke.
Yeah, and actually, I knew sort of ruse was upon us because they didn't go full screen with that Shinsuke video package. They allowed us to see it in a weird angle on the Tron as the subtitles came up. I'm like, I really wonder what Shinsuke's saying. And because those subtitles were so small, I was like, I don't know what he's saying. And then no, there he is, attacked him with a chair.
Yep. Getting shots up. I enjoyed the hell out of the segment. I just thought this was some old school, this is some cheesy bullshit that only makes sense in wrestling. Like, when the lights cuts off and no one shows up. Like, and it's like, oh, they can magically show up, but how did you have this prepared? Yeah, man, do
you know what though? I think this is the best storyline in WWE. This is the best storyline for me in WWE at the moment.
Yeah, it's
outside of the tree, of course. Outside of the tree, this is the best storyline in the whole of WWE.
Yeah, I give it to it. I give it to that. Yeah, it is. And I believe
Tegan Knox.
This episode. Go ahead. No, I'll wait to the end.
No.
This statement can wait to the end. No, this statement. I believe Raw is the A show. That's all I was gonna say at this point.
Yeah, of course. It's
back to being the A show.
Raw's going back. It's going back to the A show. Tegan Knox defeats Chelsea Green. That happened.
Yeah, it happened. Chelsea Piper was there, and
yeah,
nothing came of this actually. Natty wasn't involved in this somehow? Didn't she come out?
Yeah, she comes out. But like that didn't really matter. Drew McIntyre earlier in the night. Yeah, Drew McIntyre earlier in the night tells Pierce he doesn't want to do Miss TV. Then Pierce asks if he's all right. Drew goes, "Are you asking because I didn't do the right thing?" He does, and I don't recall people doing the right thing when I was getting destroyed by the bloodline.
Man has an argument. He has a point. He has a
100% true. So he goes into the ring later in the night. He says he's going to stop interfering in fights he didn't start. He's been doing it for years, and now he's been showing up to fights where he's less than 100%, and he's done with it. Which, again, flawless explanation.
Yep.
Can't argue with
me. Can't argue with a man. I'm not making the save. I'm not not Jungle Boy. I'm not making the saves anymore. By the way, Jungle Boy is giving that up too, so I don't know who's making saves now. Who's gonna save people?
Cody.
Yeah, he's made actually a lot. Cody has a bunch of saves.
Yeah. And this goes into the next point where it's like, in the last couple of weeks where he has not been saving the day, nobody has been stepping up. Everyone's running their mouths, are a bunch of hypocrites, except Cody, but that's because Cody is cleaning up his own mess.
Again,
the Miz
100% true.
The Miz
also call him True McIntyre.
The Miz hit him, and I think this was the final straw for Drew McIntyre. The Miz said Drew isn't the Batman of WWE. He is two-faced. He plays both sides and picks the side that benefits Drew. This is when Drew had enough. Miz then sneaks attacks Drew, and Drew attacks him back, and then this is turned into a match. Drew attempts to maim the Miz with the sword, but the ref takes it away from him. He rips off the turnbuckle and then hits Miz into the exposed steel, followed by the Future Shock DDT. Drew apologizes for his actions, and now he is automatically forgiven.
Yeah.
That was a lot of words.
That was a lot of words. And I think the Drew McIntyre character development of he's a heel. Like, he's turned heel. It's official. He's honest about his Hillary. He's a heel. But he's right about everything, but this slow descent into like fuck everybody makes a lot of sense. Like, no, but this is where I think a lot of us would be.
In a movie or a TV series, the best part about a villain is the ones that make you think, huh, maybe they are right. Like Thanos.
Thanos. No, Thanos is wrong, Manny. He can just make the universe bigger.
Nah. Take him out.
Why not? We're out of resources. Oh, instead of cutting everything in half, why not make it 50% more universe?
Marcus, he did it basically what the Chinese did. It's like, yeah, you need to stop fucking. One baby per family.
You know, I would go into the band if we want to stick to Marvel villains. Killmonger, he made sense. Let's get the technology to black people and let's take over the world finally. I'm done with this shit. Look at all the abuse. And you kind of go like, goddamn. Fuck all this Black Panther stuff and this old ass shit of fighting for the throne. Burn all that shit. I'm just saying.
It was also the villain from Watchmen. He made you think, like,
yep, Ozymandias, yeah, like, yeah. He brought the world together by bringing a giant octopus or whatever.
Yeah, but the world was saved by a man with a giant blue penis. That's what I learned from Watchmen.
But yeah, so a villain with, you know, the right attitude, but we just don't like the way he go about his business. That's pretty much it. Like, you right, but I don't like the way you say it. It's kind of, you know, you can kind of argue a little bit with Trump and a little bit like that. Some of this point, like some of this, you kind of right on, but I don't like the way you say it in some of this.
Yeah, that's basically politics, though, isn't it? You agree. Sometimes you agree with what they're saying, but it's like, well, I don't like the way you do it.
Yeah, I think you're an idiot. I think you're saying it wrong. I'd rather someone else say it.
Like, if anyone was being honest, I feel like most people would go, do you know what? Trump probably did more for America than what Biden has done so far. Because all the news that have come over to England about Biden is saving that basketball player, which I would have left. I would have let her rot in jail.
I mean, Biden's done other stuff, but it's like...
Really?
Yeah, he took naps.
Donald was in the press all the time.
Yeah, but Donald was always so horrible. He was so stupid. Everything he said was the dumbest thing ever. Again, this is how fucked up politics are. There has to be better people who can run this country. Why is it only these two? There has to be someone else.
I remember I saw it. I heard it in an interview, and I think it might have been a Piers Morgan interview on this YouTube channel. Where he interviews millionaires or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Piers Morgan spoke to Donald Trump, and Trump told him he's got 4 TV news channels in his room when he was at the White House, I believe. And if none of them were talking about him, he would tweet something. So all of them would start talking about it. This man knows how to promote himself.
Yes, that's what he does. That's what he does. And a lot of stuff he just says nonsense. Is like, you know, I can get away with it.
Yeah,
I can get away with it. My people gonna back me no matter what I says. I can walk outside and say, you know what? The sky isn't blue today. The sky is it's green. It's green. And everybody's going like, fuck, man, Donald's wrong, but.
No, but remember the opening of COVID when the whole bleach thing?
Yeah.
You know, some people did it. That was the weird part. Some people tried to do it.
Yeah. Dumb motherfuckers. There's so much dumb shit that comes out of his mouth.
Trick Williams introduces who he is, and Dom tells him to keep his name out of his mouth. Mami tells Trick that they ain't coming to NXT alone tonight. Cody says him and Jay are going to SmackDown, and then they will become tag team champions at Fastlane. Then we get the main event: Gunther versus Tommaso Ciampa. This match was amazing.
Banger. I don't know who, like, Kenny, calls himself the best bout machine, but top three or four, you gotta put, your Danielsons, Kenny, Gunther, and Dragunov in there, because these guys don't miss on no matter what the match is. It's just like, fuck, these are some great matches, and they're
Ospreay,
I don't know who the
Ospreay too.
Ospreay probably five. Ospreay probably five in there, like just.
I don't even watch New Japan on most of Ospreay's matches. Whenever I see him, he puts on a banger.
Yeah, you just know you're going to get something good. And I thought this is, my main thing is I'm disappointed that this Intercontinental match wasn't on Fastlane. I'm so sick of the Intercontinental title not really being on pay-per-views.
I know, and thing is, it's the banger. For me, it's a bit of both for me, because like. You need something like this on Raw to go, okay, I just watched I watched 3 hours of shit, then I watched this. And it rescues the episode of Raw. Like when we watched Chad Gable versus Gunther when he destroyed him in front of his family. It was like it. It's pretty much like this. And then Gunther wins by stoppage, which I thought was a nice touch, which means that it opens it up for another type of match later down the line.
Yeah, I have a question. I don't know where I saw this. It may have been a mid-card match. It could have been a chat. Could have been on some random show or whatever on YouTube, whatever. Do you think they messed up by creating the World Championship for Seth Rollins and just not making Gunther the Intercontinental title the World Championship, basically?
Yes and no. You can look at it. You can look at it in two ways, but I would say no, because it would elevate the Intercontinental Championship, which is what you want, and Gunther's already done that. But I think it's given something for people stuck in that mid card to do, even if it means losing to Gunther. But at least there's another level to it, because like I feel like Gunther's done this, but I feel like there's another level to him if he was world champion or even WWE champion. That's what I feel. But you could see the other argument for it of like, yeah, this should be the main title of Raw. But then with Roman not being there for, I don't know how many days it is now, but like Roman's not been there to the point where it's like you couldn't say that about the US title. In comparison, like if you look at the way the IC title is booked compared to the US title, it makes no sense why that title is so trash in comparison to this Intercontinental title.
I forget on a regular basis on who the United States champion is all the time. And a lot of times I would just go, it's Rey Mysterio. But I will have to think about it and go, it's not Austin Theory? It's not Austin Theory? Like just on a default, but I know it's Rey. But I have to think about it. Like, if I was ranking WWE titles, it literally goes, well, it's Roman's title number one, whatever. And then I'll probably go Gunther's Intercontinental title, and then Seth third.
Seth third, because I see the work. Thing is, I see the work Seth puts in.
Yeah.
But, like, I look at Gunther and I look at Gunther and I see world champion already. Like,
yeah, I see grown ass man.
I see world champion from the 80s.
Yeah. Like no one wears the boots he wears anymore. The lace up, everybody's wearing sneakers with like kick pads or something. This I saw wrestling boots.
I prefer the people that are wearing actual wrestling boots as opposed to the people that come in wearing sneakers.
Yeah. I'm old school. Takes me 2 hours to lace my boots up or whatever it takes to get to the ring.
It makes me sick when I see these people wearing the trainers sometimes.
Or seeing Jordans like the Bucks. No,
it bothers me because those are getting creased and things like that should not be getting creased.
Yeah, and they have to be knockoffs. I don't think they're wrestling in real Jordans. You wouldn't waste money like that. You couldn't waste money.
You know how much money they make?
I'm sure, but even then, I wouldn't be wasting money like that. I would wear knockoff. No one's gonna call me out on it. Because I'll immediately go, they're the Bucks. Like you said, they're the Bucks. Why they make so much money? Why would they not wear Jordans? Or the Usos, the same thing.
Yeah, but Usos wear Air Force Ones. Those are cheap.
No, but there were times
cheap.
There were times when they were who was it? Was it Coffee? Who was wrestling in like gold shoes or what? I forget what shoes they were.
Oh yeah, but the stuff Kofi was wrestling in wasn't expensive.
Yeah, in $200-$300 range.
Yeah,
I think there was one that was like a limited edition.
Yeah, you could do that. It was people like Enzo that was wearing the freshest Jordans every week.
Yeah,
like, on release on Raw. You've got the Bucks that are wearing limited edition stuff out there on and just killing it. Like,
and then Red October's on Kenny.
Do you know that made me sick? That genuinely made me sick. It's like, if you have those, the real intention is to wear them, and you're supposed to wear your shoes. But something like that's worth so much money, even though he's tarnished his name so much recently.
Yeah. But back to Raw, let's not go to Raw. I thought it was a really good show. I was entertained throughout. It feels fresher than SmackDown. It's back to being the A show, and I think moving down to Universal and the deals going on, Fox is gonna be less. They're gonna have less stars, and they're probably gonna do a draft, and you'll see like all the A stars come over and stuff.
The reason I would say it's the A show now, and I would blame whoever gave Roman that contract. Because Roman isn't there, and there's no intent. If there's no real intention, believe everyone's trying. Like last week's episode of SmackDown wasn't that bad, but
yeah,
the tribal chief ain't there. The world champion hasn't been there since SummerSlam.
Yeah,
not
and
SummerSlam. Is it SummerSlam?
SummerSlam. Fuck. It is SummerSlam.
It is SummerSlam. He hasn't been there since SummerSlam.
Since like August, yeah.
It's October now.
Yeah. He comes back next week though. Next Friday. But it's so long. But I also feel like, the stars of Raw I care about more. Cody and the Judgment Day and all that. Priest and all that, whatever. Care more about them and Gunther and even Gable and the little storyline, the Kofi and Ivar shit. It's like I care about that a little bit more than the mid-card stuff on SmackDown, whether it's Rey Mysterio and the LWO or LA Knight and whatever women's division they have left. Yeah. Like I just feel like there's more energy and buzz on Raw than is SmackDown. Especially with Roman not being there. I feel like even with John Cena on SmackDown, I feel like it's just not enough.
But John Cena's not in a big time feud.
Yeah. The stories
John Cena's feuding with the Bloodline when the main part of the Bloodline has not been shown up to work for several weeks.
Yeah. Like He-Man feuding without Skeletor. Like what? Who am I fighting here? But even though I am kind of, I was feeling the vibe between Solo and Jimmy just running amok. I do like that. They're just hoodlums. They're hoodlums. And Jimmy overstepping. I like Jimmy overstepping. Give me the mic. Paul, he put the hand out. When he put the hand out, that made me laugh like a
It made me sick. And then he just snapped.
Who the fuck you think you are?
Yeah, even Fink looked at him and like, who do you think you are?
Yeah. And then he snatched it and Heyman's like, that's twice. I do like that Jimmy's out of control. I do like that dynamic. And Solo is doing God's work. I don't know. But this is my third favorite show of wrestling on the WWE brand. Whatever. It's, it goes probably NXT and then Raw. NXT for all the insanity that goes on that show.
So that concludes this week's show. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. If you've made it this far, actually, I don't know what's going on with me. I think I need a break from wrestling. There's just been too much wrestling.
You're drunk.
I'm drunk with wrestling, man.
You know what, baby? We could always take a week off. We haven't, it's been a while. I mean, we've got the Fastlane watch along Saturday. Nothing seems to be happening in between there.
We could
always take a break.
We need to. Thing is, we need to take short breaks, and I think we need to take a big one. We get the big one at Christmas as we lead into WrestleMania season.
Yeah. Right before the Royal Rumble, we take that nice holiday break. There's a dump.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we do take a break next week after Fastlane. I'm going to the She Won for Pro Wrestling Eve on Sunday, so that's like the whole day of tournament style wrestling. Who I've suddenly become a big fan of Alex Windsor.
Okay.
She got a fall-away slam, Marcus. That's enough for me. fall-away slam, and some arm drag. Your match immediately goes to like 5% extra than I was gonna rate it.
Someone did a fall-away slam this week, and I was like, "Oh shit, they got that!" I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, Jesus, fall-away slams make you instantly go, "That's Scott Hall's move."
Yeah, that's Scott Hall's move. That's who else I associate? JBL as well with it. Like I like
JBL's wasn't as good. JBL's wasn't as good.
No, Scott Hall's was smooth.
Scott Hall's was smooth, and then you had the
because he's such a big guy. Like he's unassumingly big. Like
no, he's a big guy, but he doesn't look like he can lift.
Yeah, and he just does it, and it's just like, oh, like I'm assuming he's strong as fuck, but you don't assume it is. Like, and he just like dumb. Like I love his fall-away slam. Like it's just like no one does it better than him.
Yeah, and then I've got the monster of Millie McKenzie again this weekend. Just a suplex menace.
Hey man, you brought up Jenny earlier, as Walters Taylor and his, wife or whatever. Is she done or is she done?
I think she's done. I think she I think she
posted, retire, right?
She posted a few months ago that she retired. She put it in the ring. I think she had too many concussions.
Okay. Yeah, I thought about it because I was like, whatever happened? What does she still wrestle? Or is like done? And I'm like, I forgot.
Yeah, she retired.
Okay. Miko Satomura to appear tonight on NXT.
No, she won't. No, she won't.
Yes, she is. It's Miko. It's Miko.
Marcus, if she loses to Becky Lynch, I'll be upset. She's the final boss. She should be treated like this.
No, I believe Becky Lynch's next opponent is Lyra Valkyria. I believe that's where we're going with this. And it's probably going to be a pay-per-view, but it's not going to be the night or whatever, but I believe that's her next opponent.
Yeah. So we'll end it here. Make sure is ETE tomorrow?
No ETE. We're in the middle of the rebrand. Expect it back in probably 2 weeks. I have to sort out like recording schedule and figure out what the show's going to be. Like I know what the show's going to be.
You're gonna have to edit video. Welcome to the real world. Back
to editing video and figure it out. Like, okay, this is going to be the shooting time. This is what we're going to shoot. This is that. So, ETE will return. Oh no, Marcus and Jamal will return.
You know what isn't returning? Roy's Retro.
You never know. We should always bring it back one day.
You know what the worst part is? Ever since they updated WWE Network, Marcus, I could watch all that stuff at ×3 now.
Well, Manny, ever since WWE Network died in America and it's on Peacock, things have been very difficult to watch.
They added the option where you can watch it at ×3, and I was like, where was this when I was reviewing this shit?
Yeah, let me tell you this, man. This is one main thing I miss about WWE Network. So, on WWE Network, you know how last week we did our top 5 favorite matches, WWE matches of all time, right? So I'm going through and rewatching all this. But on WWE Network, you can skip to particular matches. On that, you can't do that on Peacock. I'm like rolling through, like, where the fuck is this Sami Zayn Nakamura match? On this, or like, what part of the show is it? You can't do that, and you have to you can skim through it. The fast forward isn't like easy. This Peacock sucks. It sucks so much. Please, Bring back the WWE Network. It was only $9.99. It was the only subscription service I feel like I liked. I was like, this is great.
So I've been Lord Manny Hayes. He's been
Marcus, the grand finale. Randy Orton to show up on SmackDown, St. Louis. I'm starting a rumor.
And there's nothing you can say. Say what you've done to me.
If he came back with that music, I would die laughing.
I need the gold pyro just dripping down again.
Yeah. Although it would be nice to get Randy on SmackDown would really like change SmackDown's dynamic because it gives you someone ready to watch.
Yeah.
Riddle's gone, so we're never getting that breakup.
Yeah. We out. Peace.